Muscle performance. If we're talking about producing motion, we can start with the muscles. This is the muscle's primary job. Well, technically, the nerves tell the muscles to do it, but regardless. First, we have activation. Each muscle has a particular nerve that is going to wire up with it, but that nerve is going to have lots of smaller connections that are going to link to lots of different muscle fiber bundles. We call these motor units. Think of an army. You don't have one general who's telling every soldier what to do. No, that general, the main nerve, is going to tell its officers, all the different branches of the nerve, the orders, and those officers will then potentially tell individual groups they're in charge of. Now, sometimes these commands don't get passed down well, or all the soldiers in your platoon aren't really doing what they're supposed to do. So let's pretend you have 100 fibers in a muscle, making up your entire army. Maybe each nerve ending or officer is just in charge of maybe 10 of those fibers. And this would mean that you have 10 different groups of fibers that fire together. Someone who has good neuromuscular strength means that they do a better job firing all these groups together and quickly. If you can only fire 2 of these 10 groups, or 20 of your 100 fibers, while I can fire 9 of these 10 groups, or 90 of the 100 fibers, you can imagine that I'll be able to produce more force or strength. On top of that, if I can recruit a lot of them together faster, I'm going to potentially also have more power or velocity. I can recruit more and I can do it faster. This is why it's called neuromuscular strength. It only has to do with the nerve telling the muscle what to do. I'm not actually stronger than you. My muscle isn't necessarily better developed or developed differently. I'm just more efficient. This does mean that I have the potential, though, to get stronger than you, because all those fibers will adapt over time the more I actually use them. It's actually been shown that if you can flex a muscle, like you see people do with their chest and their pecs and they're making a bounce, you have a better chance of getting stronger or having more hypertrophy in those muscles. It makes sense because that's a good indication that you are wired up well and that you have good neural connectivity.